So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront, and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Come on in here. Good to have you. Man, nice to have you here. Oh, by the way, some of you, maybe you, okay, it's not you. Some of you are making goal-crushing mistakes. You really are. You're just doing some things that are just crushing every goal you have, but only some of you, 90% of you, that's all. It's just not that many, just 90%. But you're in the 10%, we know that. But I ask you to stay here today with me because you know the 90% who are making the mistakes, and you can help them with what you learned today. So, but you're making mistakes. These are crushing your goals, killing your progress, stopping what, and it's so simple once you understand this, okay? It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. What's happening? Why can't I get my goals? What's going on? Yeah, it's weird, but it happens all the time. Why? Because you're human. I think 99.9% of the people listening to the Daily Boost podcast confirmed to be human. There's a couple we haven't been able to confirm yet. My name is Scott Smith. Nice to have you here today. That is not far from the truth. I get your emails. Sometimes you don't seem to be human, but we talk a little bit and you get more human. So do you have goals? So if you're one of those people showing up today saying, oh my goodness, I did not mean to listen to a goal-setting podcast because I don't like goals. I love goals. I've heard too much about goals. Everybody talks about goals. We should, because goals are like wired into you. They work really well. We all have goals, but it's one of these things. It's like, do not talk about goals anymore. So if you stumbled into this by chance, we're going to give you a different take today. And if anything, I'll make you have some fun or give you some fun, okay? And a different way of thinking. And you'll be smarter when you leave today, and that's cool. My job is to make you smarter than me, which is not hard to do. So goal-crushing mistakes just are devastating. But do you have a long-term goal? Do you have it tucked away on a piece of paper someplace? You know where it is, someplace. Is it on a computer file? Lots of people write goals and put them on a computer file and then forget about them. On the cloud. And 5 years later, they find it and go, oh, I forgot about that. Are they in the back of your mind? That's me, by the way. I have a lot of goals in the back of my mind. I get excited about tons of things. I just wired that way. I can't help it. And so I have to write them down because otherwise I'll never sleep. Where are your goals? Where are your long-term goals? Is that goal something you really want to reach so much that is causing a distraction? Let me say that again. Is the goal you have something you want so bad it's causing a distraction? It's messing up your life. We have a lot of folks that come around here and do coaching classes and coaching groups with me, and they're fully distracted into what they're focused on. Does that make sense? They are so distracted on what they're trying to get done with me that everything else is just falling apart. We don't like that. I try to keep things balanced. A peaceful base is what I want you to have. First goal, always write this down. Create a foundation in your life that is a peaceful base. What does that mean? You get it. You're paying the bills. Things are taken care of. You're not saying, I'm leaving this job. Heck with you. And you're focusing on your distraction. Don't do that. But Scott, it's AI. It's fun. I get it. So it's common to run into somebody who has been working to get what they want. And then what happens is this. You probably felt this before, right? Momentum builds. By the way, I am legally obligated as a personal growth podcast, legally obligated to mention the word momentum at least 3 times a week. You just have to do that, okay? I think. As momentum builds, they decide to take a shortcut. Have you done that before? Have you been starting to get what you want? You say, you know what? I got an idea. I'm going to do it this way. How'd that work for you? The answer is sometimes really, really well, and other times, no. A leap of faith, you go for it only to see that dream slip away through your fingers and it fades away. Now, why does that happen? Well, as we're building goals, we're building towards success. That's what we're doing, right? It's also building self-esteem. We're getting kind of pumped up and we're getting very, very excited. Yeah, I know. It's tempting to kind of disrupt the things that have worked, the same day-to-day process you've been doing that has gotten you to where you are today. The diet you've been doing so well, and then you didn't. The workout plan so well, and then you didn't. I work out 4 days a week, and when I don't, my wife doesn't give me that same look that I like when she gives it to me when I work out 4 days a week, because she sees my muscles bulging, and she's like, wink, wink, come here. If you jump too soon, those disruptions, they turn into distractions is what happens. So you already got one big distraction. It's called a goal. You're distracted. You want to go after this thing, and suddenly you cheat on what you've been doing, and now you have another distraction, and you're not going after your goal anymore. When that happens, you undermine the foundation of your success. You've done it. That guy's done it. I'm not going to admit to anything. Forget it. Not going to happen. My show. I do it my way, okay? So what's the fix? What's the fix of this momentum disruption? How do you kind of take care of that? What is that fix?
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Well, one of the first things you can do is audit your current process. I didn't say audit your current progress. That's a whole different word. Process. I've taken just a minute to kind of list what's working in the pursuit of your goals. Now, I say this specifically because often in discovery, we find that what's working for you, you're not even aware of. Suddenly, it's the thing that you do best and naturally, your zone of genius, your superpower, the things you don't even think about anymore. That's actually what you're doing a lot of. And you're working so hard, you're like, well, I got a list off Reddit, and I went to AI, and it said, do it this way. And often the stuff that you were doing naturally is what actually works. And I would say do that if you can find a way to make that happen. In fact, I will absolutely say do that. But you need to list it and make sure that you're actually doing things that are in alignment with you and that are moving you toward your goal and we're giving you progress. Also, you want to identify those consistent actions you're doing every single week. Back to the gym. If that's giving you what you need, you just keep doing that. Whether you like it or not, honestly, you just do it. I had a gentleman today literally say that to me this morning at the gym. I complained. I did. I do that sometimes, before 9 a.m. usually. I'm pressing up I think it's 275 pounds on a bench press. Not bad for a guy my age. And I said, I don't like this. I don't like this. He said, look at you in the mirror. Lift it again. It's working. You. Now I can pay him because he's like a coach. Any shortcuts you're considering? If you're considering them, think about them. Is it like the real good one you want to take, or is it the one that's going to mess you up? Step number 2, have a patience reminder. You got to be patient. Look at where you've come. Look at the compounding progress you've made in the past 6 months and go, look, I've done pretty well. Take a breath. Be patient. It's like saving money for retirement. You got to be patient sometimes because sometimes Hawaii looks really good. I got money in the bank. Let's go. No shortcuts before you know exactly what's going on. And visual trackers work well as well. Some people like to draw these out. Some people use whiteboards. But some people have crayons, vision boards, things like that. That helps as well. And finally, what else? You need a support system. This would be probably considered step 3 since we've had 2 before this. You want to build a good support system. You want to find an accountability partner for your consistency. People in my Face Your Passion coaching group, we're accountability partners. We help each other. We remember what everybody's doing. Maybe you don't have that, but you do have friends. You do have family. And by the way, you do have yourself to hold yourself accountable, but you need support. You need somebody, someplace. You need regular check-ins, people who have got your back. They're not telling you what to do, and they don't really care what you do, but they're supporting you in your process. You need that. If you don't have that, go find it. It's important. That's called being human and being happy. If you don't have that, it's going to be a very, very long journey for you. And be sure to create some rewards along the way to make sure you stick to the process you're going through that's working for you. Suggestion for that, new motorcycles work really, really well to keep people like me on track. Certainly I found that sometimes, well, it used to be motorhomes really kept me on track really, really well. These days, well, dogs and cats, I really want more, but I got 3 and that's enough. So that's not a reward for me anymore. Find something that rewards you. Yes, I get it. Maybe a weekend out of town. A little progress reward along the way. All kinds of ways to do this. But here's the bottom line. Achieving big goals is like saving money, right? Over time, your efforts are going to compound. And you can have anything you want. Be patient. It's going to be there. Stay in momentum and get it. Want to connect with me? Say hello, tell a story, suggestion, tell me what I messed up on. Scott@dailyboostpodcast.com. Comes direct to me. I will talk right back to you. What are we doing tomorrow? Why you're not motivated? Oh, that's going to be a good one.